Hey, what's going on, guys? Aiden Sonic here, and today I'm bringing you guys some FIFA 15 gameplay. It's in seasons, which I'm really in love with right now. I'm in Division 8. I'm not too good, but I'm not bad or anything. And this dude just sent me a message, and I'm pretty sure he's raging because I don't know if you'll be able to hear him in the background, but this dude was so cocky, and he was just like rating his butt off because I beat him 1-0. And I actually had a really bad game the game that you're watching right now. Like I barely score, and it's about the most like stupid shot you'll ever see in your life. But if you guys do enjoy it, then hit that subscribe button and leave the video a like. Also leave a comment saying what I could do better, and let's get into the story. Alright, so when I was in middle school, let's just say I didn't hang out with the best group. It was in 6th grade around January. I mean, I had some good friends that actually went to my school that were good friends, and they did good stuff. And then I had some bad friends who went to other schools, and they were bad. And so basically, we had like sorry if you heard that, that's just Taro. Taro, shut up. I just hung up on him. Alright, but anyway, so there was a stage where we would just like sleep over like every weekend, and then one day there was a snow day, so then we just all decided, hey, how about we all go over to I'm just gonna say his name is Bob and the other friend is Rick. Okay, so me and Rick were going over to Bob's house, and it was a normal sleepover, and I think it was, we were just staying up, playing some Halo, Call of Duty, all that stuff until about 3, and then we just sort of hung out a little bit. And then they had the brilliant idea to go outside and ding dong ditch people's houses, which we'd been doing that like at like 8, but we didn't really get in trouble because we weren't really caught. But yeah, then it was like 4, and as you guys know, it's illegal if you're under the age of 18 to be out past, I think, midnight, and like from midnight to 5 a.m. I think, alone. So yeah, none of us knew about that. They might have actually, but I didn't. So yeah, I was a stupid kid. And so I was just like, all right, let's go. But I didn't think that ding dong ditching was a good idea. I was just gonna stay out of it and just let them do their own thing. And keep this in like the back of your head. So it was snowing, and a bunch of people had made giant snowmen, and my friends and their brilliant minds decided to go get knives for each and every one of us, and that'll come into play later. So we had been like chopping off people's snowman's head. I don't know, we just wanted to feel like ninjas. So we were doing that, and then we went to go ding dong the house, ding dong ditch the house. And I didn't do it. I just stayed up at the top of the hill while they did it, and then I saw them come back, and then I saw the person's door open, and then we ran away. And we kept on chopping off snowmen's heads, and they were writing really bad stuff in the snow. I'm not even going to get into detail about what they were writing, but yeah. So then I don't know, it was about 15 minutes, and me and my friend Rick, we were like, hey, because it was a giant neighborhood and we didn't know how to get back to his house. We're like, let's just go back to the house now. This is getting boring. And then Bob was like, nah man, I'm pumped, let's keep going. And then me and Rick were like, oh gosh, something bad's gonna happen. And so then we saw the first cop car, and I say first because there were like, I'd say 5 scouting the whole neighborhood trying to find us. And then we saw the first one, and then I said, dude, there are cop cars, you need to take us back now. And he was like, no, that wasn't a cop car, and he seriously didn't think it was. And then so we kept on going, and then there was a 4-way intersection, and we were about to cross, and then the cops stopped us, and then my friends tried to run away. And I thought that was stupid. I was like, guys, just stop, you're gonna make it worse. And then so I convinced them to stop, and then the cop came out, And he was like, all of you over here, put your hands behind your back. And then we did, and he was a mean cop. I remember he was just like all our hands, we were doing as he said, and he was still yelling at us and forcing us to do all this stuff. And then we had our hands behind our backs, and then he called his other police buddies, and then they're like, you want to cuff him? And then they were like, I don't know if we have any handcuffs that small, because we were really skinny back then, because we were only in 6th grade. And then you remember that part with the knives, which probably made our situation a whole lot worse, because if we hadn't had weapons, then we probably wouldn't have gotten in as much trouble. But then they're like, you guys got weapons? And then my friends, being the dumb idiots they were, they're like, no, we don't have any weapons. And then I was like, oh, don't lie to the policeman. Yes, we have weapons, because they would have pat you down anyway and checked. And so I handed them mine. It was like just a tiny little pocket knife. And then my friends finally gave them theirs. And then they're like, hey, they got weapons. What should we do with them? So then they didn't take us back to our friend's house. They wanted us to have a criminal record. And so they put us in the car. They took us to the house where they had a ding-dong ditch. My friends had ding-dong ditched the house. And on the way there, me and Rick were just like, I hate you, Bob. And then I think they're actually still good friends, but I don't talk to them at all now. So anyway, we were back at that house, and then we had to apologize to the people. I think they were actually a gay couple, to be honest. Because I think I just remember seeing 2 men. I don't know. If I offended, I don't know. No offense. I don't know. Anyway, on with the story. Then they separated us. We thought we were just going to go back to Bob's house, and then everything would be okay. And then, no. They split us all up. They started asking us all these questions. Where do you go to school? How old are you? And then they thought we were really bad kids. They're like, do you smoke? Do you do alcohol? And then all these stupid questions. And you know how they do the thing where they flash the flashlight in your eyes and you can't see anything. It's terrible. So let's see what happened after that. So then we had each gotten separated. It was about a 20-minute drive, and that whole time it was just like a silent drive back to my house, and I was just terrified on what my parents and everyone would think. And I seriously, for a minute, thought it could have been a dream, and then I was like, I wanted to cry so much, but which honestly I probably should have, because it was terrible. And thing is, I didn't even do anything wrong. It was just my friends. So moral of the story, don't give into peer pressure and go with your friends. Because from the beginning I thought it was a bad idea. So that's a life lesson that I had to learn. I actually wrote about it for a essay, and I got 100 on it, I believe. But yeah, so once we got back to the house, I remember seeing my dad, and my mom said that she thought it was the dog. They'd accidentally left him outside, and the person was just coming back to give us our dog. And then she saw me come in the door, and then she was like, oh no. And then I didn't think that they would want to ask me questions. I didn't think they would want to talk to me, but then they started asking me all these questions about how it happened, and why would I do that, and all that stuff. So as soon as I got home, I immediately just started walking upstairs, and then they pulled me back down, and they were like, all right, we gotta talk. And then it was 5, and then after all the talk and all that stuff, I went to sleep. I was woken up at 9, and then for about, I would say 2 weeks, my parents were really mad, and I actually wasn't able to do anything, no video games or anything, for I'd say 2 months. My dad, he was sort of okay with it, but I remember my mom, she was unacceptable to her, so I kind of hated that. So whenever it was just my dad and me at home, he would let me. And then Terrell came over one time. It was 3 months after that. I was going up to get snacks, I guess my mom started freaking out and thought we were going to leave. Like I went upstairs because I was in the basement, which is where all my equipment and stuff is. We went up there, and I was getting snacks, and then she was like, "Aiden, you got one shot at this." And me and Taro have an inside joke about that till this day. But that's pretty much the end of the story. If you guys did enjoy, if you guys want to hear more life changing or life lessons that I had to learn, please do leave a comment down below and say what you, or just say anything that like what you guys want to see. But yeah, until the next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Keep it speedy.